I know your background and your story fairly pretty well, and you're well aware of that. And I'm gonna base it as if you were on a team, and throughout the course of a season or throughout the course of even a career, we've noticed for a while, your role on your own team, the brand Alan Stein, has changed. How do you deal with or work through going from dealing with videography projects that we've done to training kids to speaking to making it very clear to you and I that you wanted to become a professional speaker and working very hard at that craft and working on something while other people weren't realizing that your goal was to continue to move forward in our career into a different path, if you want to call it that. But you still maintained integrity and professionalism. You still maintained an ability to be on our team and have still add value to the team. I love that you said that and how you said that. So I'm going to probably steal that and never give you a quote on that, but I'm going to take it. I mean, how have you gone through that in your life as far as you're developing? And I want to relate more towards a team because a kid could go down in an unfortunate situation, and you got to be the next man up or the next woman up, the next player up in that moment. And then the next game, you might not be the starter. And you might not get as many minutes, and week to week you might not get as much playing time as you did the week before. Like it really kind of plays head games with you a little bit. But how do you deal with that as your roles change?
For me, the foundation of everything comes down to self-awareness, and I'm an incredibly introspective person, and I'm constantly looking inwards, and I'm constantly surrounding myself with people that hold me accountable and help me see my blind spots. At 46 years old right now, as the father of three, as a professional speaker and author, I know what things that I do really well. I also know what things I don't do particularly well. I know where my opportunities for growth are. The things that I do well, I continue to work on and sharpen and double down on so that those can become extraordinary skill sets and assets for what I'm trying to do. And the things that I don't do very well on, I either delegate and recruit someone to be on my team to do those things for me, who will do them better than I'll ever do them, or I invest time and resources into improving those skill sets so that I can level them up. But the most important part is that I know myself really well. I know the good, the bad, and the ugly about myself. I know where I've been and the mistakes and landmines I've stepped on, and I've learned from those so that hopefully I don't step on them again. But I would say self-awareness is the key to all of that. And self-awareness is vital on and off the court or field. As a player, you need to know what it is about your sport that you do really well. What are your biggest assets where you can make maximum contributions? But then you also need to be willing to acknowledge your weaknesses, your opportunities for growth. As human beings, we're all flawed and we're all fallible and we all have things we can work on. So the question is, do you know what those things are? And do you have a process or a plan in place to either improve them or, in my case, be able to delegate them? I spend most of my professional life, just the piece of the pie in the professional world, doing the things that only I can do and do at a high level, which is the speaking and the writing. All of the other stuff that makes up my job, video editing, podcast editing, creating social memes, booking flights, I don't do any of that stuff because I have attracted a team of people that does that stuff and they do it at an amazingly high level and they're wonderful people. But them doing those things is what allows me to stay focused on the parts that I do that I want to be doing, which is the speaking and the writing. So, and then there's portions of the speaking and writing that I have lots of opportunity for growth, weaknesses, things I need to improve. And I spend a lot of time trying to fill those holes in the boat so that I can level up my speaking and writing and get better at those things. But all of that starts with self-awareness. You will never improve something you're oblivious to. You will never fix something that you are unaware of. So the very first step is being able to acknowledge that.